Some crimes happen in silence, others happen in front of dozens of witnesses, and somehow remain just as unexplained. Sometimes what we don't know matters just as much as what we do. July 10th, 1981, Skidmore, Missouri. Town of less than 400 people. For years, Ken McElroy terrorized it. He had been indicted more than 21 times over the course of his life for numerous crimes. In 1980, he shot an elderly grocer named Ernest Bowenkamp over a dispute involving his daughter. McElroy was convicted, but he appealed and remained free. After the shooting, he began driving past Bowenkamp's store, openly threatening to kill him. The town had had enough. On July 10th, 1981, McElroy drove into town with his wife and parked outside the local tavern. A crowd had gathered. As many as 46 people were on the street that morning. 2 shots rang out from 2 different directions. Ken McElroy was dead before his truck stopped rolling. His wife was sitting beside him. She saw it happen. And not one person in that crowd ever told police who fired the shots. No one has ever been charged. Japan, 1984. The president of one of the country's largest candy companies was kidnapped from his own home. He escaped weeks later, but the group behind it wasn't finished. They began sending taunting letters to police and the press, signed with the name The Monster with 21 Faces, a reference to a fictional villain from Japanese crime novels. Then, they escalated. Cyanide-laced candy made to look like products from the same company and a rival manufacturer was placed on store shelves across the country. Warning labels were attached. This is poison. Do not eat. The group seemed to want the panic as much as the harm itself. A grainy surveillance photograph captured a man placing tainted products on a shelf. The press nicknamed him the Fox-Eyed Man. He was never identified. For 18 months, the group sent letters mocking investigators before falling silent without explanation in 1985. The statute of limitations on the case expired in the year 2000. No one was ever arrested. The Fox-Eyed Man has never been found. March 3rd, 1983, downtown Los Angeles. Peter Ivers was a musician, a former Harvard student, and the host of a strange and influential public access show called The New Wave Theater, which brought punk bands and future comedy legends onto the same small stage. He counted John Belushi and Harold Ramis among his close friends. People who knew him described him as a connector, someone who seemed to know everyone just before everyone knew who he was. He lived in a low-rent loft on the edge of Skid Row, behind a lock that turned out to offer little protection. Early that morning, someone entered his apartment. He was beaten to death with a hammer. The investigation that followed was, by most accounts, badly mishandled from the start. The case went cold, and it stayed cold for 25 years. Then, in the mid-2000s, a writer researching Ivers' life uncovered new information during his interviews. Information detailed enough that the Los Angeles Police Department's cold case unit reopened the investigation in 2008. To this day, no one has ever been charged. July 1st, 1981, Los Angeles, California. A house on Wonderland Avenue was known to police as a drug den, frequented by people on the fringes of the city's underworld. That morning, 4 people inside were beaten to death with lead pipes. William Billy Deverell, Ron Lanius, Joy Miller, and Barbara Richardson. A 5th victim, Susan Lanius, survived the attack, but was badly injured. Suspicion quickly turned to a nightclub owner named Eddie Nash, who was believed to have been robbed by people connected to the house days earlier. Also drawn into the case was a familiar face, adult film star John Holmes, who investigators believed may have let the killers inside. Nash, his bodyguard, and Holmes were all at various points arrested and tried. All 3 were acquitted. To this day, no one has ever been convicted for what happened inside that house. January 1982, Summit County, Colorado. Annette Schnee and Barbara Oberholzer didn't know each other. They disappeared on the same day, hitchhiking in the same small mountain area, hours apart. Barbara's body was found first, on the side of a road, shot once. Annette's body wasn't discovered until months later, found near a creek bed, also shot. For nearly 40 years, investigators had almost nothing to go on. No witnesses, no confession, no match. In 2018, a glove found at one of the scenes was tested using a newer method, genetic genealogy, technology that hadn't existed when the murders occurred. It led investigators to a man named Alan Lee Phillips, a name that had never once come up in nearly 4 decades of investigation. He was arrested in 2018, convicted in 2021, and sentenced to life in prison. 2 women killed hours apart on a stretch of road in the Colorado mountains. It took 39 years to learn his name. If you're still watching, thank you. It's truly appreciated. If you want more stories like these, subscribe. Buy me a coffee if you are feeling awesome. Every little bit helps. Link is in the description. Again, thanks for watching.